Council meeting to order. Would you please call the roll?
Honorable Michael Rummel.
Here.
Alderman Swarthout.
Here.
Alderman Grumhouse.
Here.
Alderman Widman.
Here.
Alderman Elliott is absent. Alderman Morsch.
Here.
Alderman Hanrahan.
Here.
Alderman Luby.
Here.
And Alderman Haddad is absent. 7 present, 2 absent. Mr. Mayor, we have a quorum.
Please join me at the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Under my comments, I will keep them very brief. The council has been involved in an all-afternoon finance session, and I want to thank them all and the people and the staff who were here for coming out today and going over all the finances with us. I do have one little piece of disturbing news, though, because I think the staff is making their first attempt at getting rid of me. I recently received this letter. Addressed to Bob and Monica Rummel at 595 East Longwood. Are you trying to tell me something, Bob, with Bob and Monica Rummel? That will conclude my comments for this evening, and I'll turn it over to you, City Manager, to answer that question.
I have absolutely no comments this evening.
Okay, comments by council members? Hearing none. I think they've commented out. We'll have council committee reports of the Finance Committee. David, could you please bring us up to date on what happened at the Finance Committee?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, we had a long afternoon finance meeting, our annual affair, where we do extensive work on the budget and capital expenditures and a number of other items. I think we had a very productive afternoon, made a lot of progress on the budget for next year, the forecast for next year, as well as looking at longer range forecasts, and as well as continuing to work on our long-term capital improvement program. In addition, there were a couple of other items that we talked about with regards to our upcoming bond financing. The first item that was talked about was a consideration of an ordinance restating and reaffirming the ordinance back from 2004 when the council passed home rule. As we prepared for the bond issue, bond counsel raised some technical issues with regards to the language that had been used in the original ordinance. And it's been determined through bond counsel that the language used in the ordinance was inconsistent with what the council had really intended when it was adopted. Essentially, the spirit of that ordinance had always been that the council would abide by the tax cap for operational levies and use of bonds to finance capital projects without increasing the debt service levy. So that basically, even though we were a home rule community, we would stay under the existing rules that we had as a non-home rule community. And it was, as bond counsel read this, they weren't sure what we were proposing to do was with regards to that, and so basically we need a technical amendment here to facilitate the marketing of our bonds. We want to make sure that what our bonds are saying is consistent with the ordinance, so we need to go back and redo that ordinance slightly. I think it's we're very much continuing to stay in the spirit of what was originally intended by that ordinance. I was on the ad hoc finance committee at the time. The mayor was head of the finance committee at that time. And I think everyone is in agreement that we're very much staying exactly on what we intended, but we just need to change the ordinance slightly to reflect that.
And in fact, it saves us debt service
payments. Yes, and it definitely allows us to save us money on our financing. So we talked about this a lot earlier. I don't know if there are any other additional questions on it. If not, I'd love to get a motion to waive first reading.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And then a motion for final approval, if I can go.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
I just had one comment on it, and that was on section 2, little I, to change the word maintain to not exceed, so that the council has the flexibility to go below the current level if it so chooses.
Yes.
Yes.
Wasn't
Wasn't Kathy going to talk to them?
Yeah, and we got 2 head shakes, yes.
Okay.
Accept
So
the
my motion is as amended,
As amended.
absolutely.
Terrific. And we had a second, and so I need a roll call, please.
Alderman Swarthout.
Aye.
Alderman Grumhouse.
Aye.
Alderman Widman.
Aye.
Alderman Morsch.
Aye.
Alderman Hanrahan.
Aye.
Alderman Luby.
Aye.
6 yeas, no nays, the motion carries.
Thank you. The next item is consideration of the ordinance authorizing the issuance of $9,750,000 of general obligation bonds, Series 2008. This will be a first reading. Our plan is to issue the bonds on, or open the bidding for the bonds on April 7th before the next council meeting. The final ordinance will be put before the council on that evening after the bonds have been put out to bid. So again, this is a first reading. Any questions?
Motion to approve first reading.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. With that, I'll turn it back over to you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Alderman Grumhouse. This is an opportunity for anyone in the public to address the council on non-agenda items. Hearing none, the next item is consent agenda, and the consent agenda just has one item on it, which is the approval of the minutes from the March 3rd meeting. Are there any additions, corrections, or alterations?
Motion to accept?
Second.
Moved and seconded to accept the consent agenda. Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Swarthout.
Aye.
Alderman Grumhouse.
Aye.
Alderman Widman.
Aye.
Alderman Morsch.
Aye.
Alderman Hanrahan.
Aye.
Alderman Luby.
Aye.
6 yeas, no nays, the motion carries.
And the next item on the agenda is an ordinance, and this is consideration of an ordinance amending the Chapter 4 of the Alcoholic Beverage of the City Code to allow an additional Class F6 liquor license for Citadel Theater Company. Beth, this is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. The clerk's office received a request from Citadel Theater Company recently. It's a non-for-profit theater company that performs periodically at Gorton Community Center throughout the year. Most of the performances are about 50 attendees per performance. The Citadel has requested the authority to purchase a Class F6 annual liquor license that would allow them to serve beer and wine at up to 12 performances per year. The annual license costs $500. Currently, they have to purchase a one-day special event liquor license at $150 per performance. And basically, they just want to be able to serve wine as an added ambiance at, admission during their performance. If council approved the ordinance, the Citadel would also be subject to providing the required liquor liability insurance and providing the clerk's office with a list of performance dates, for the year. The Senior Center and Center Stage of Lake Forest are the other 2 organizations that also have the same class of license, which were purchased last spring. If you choose to do so, the recommended action would be to waive first reading and grant final approval of the ordinance.
Move that we waive first reading.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion to accept?
Second. Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Swarthout.
Aye.
Alderman Grumhouse.
Aye.
Alderman Widman.
Aye.
Alderman Morsch.
Aye.
Alderman Hanrahan.
Aye.
Alderman Luby.
Aye.
6 yeas, no nays, the motion carries.
Next item is new business. It's the award of a replacement docks for the floating docks at Forest Beach, and this is by Dan Reeves. Good evening, Dan. How are you?
Good. Hello, Mayor Overrummel, members of council. Here to talk about our dock system at the lake. They were currently put in 20 years ago. They're supposed to last 10 years. We've been able to stretch the life of them by working on them. Fortunately, they're getting to the point where we can't save them anymore. This year when we went to pull them out of the lake, 3 of them buckled in half. They're an aluminum constructed frame with flotation in the center, wood over the top of that, and they used a steel turnbuckle on the aluminum, which you're not supposed to mix aluminum and steel, so we had a spot that's been corroding for quite some time. The new system that we're looking at is a completely composite material where light actually filters through it. It has no styrofoam in it. It's considered an earth-friendly material. It completely floats and can completely crush. We were a little concerned about it. We contacted all of the references and found out that the Great Lakes Naval Base currently put in 68 docks using the same material. They're very happy with it. They actually left them in this winter. This was the worst winter that they've had in 17 years at the Navy base. Said the docks actually had ice completely over them, and they made it with no problems, which is something that would save us a great deal of time. We sent out 13 bid packets to 13 bidders that we knew did work on the Great Lakes, trying to drum up some bids to make sure we had what we needed. We had 3 bids after meeting with probably all 13 of the people. And we're recommending to go with Team Real, who was the low bid, which is in your packet, of $86,915. The second low bid was VW Docks at $108,434. And Fab Masters was the high bid at $121,434. This money is recommended for FY09. We'd like to have the docks being built, so they'd go in the first week of May. It's crucial that we don't upset the boaters. I don't know if we upset them, but we're trying not to upset them. They were upset last year with the NSSD project. We're trying to get this in before the boating season, so we'd like to do it the very first week of May.
Dan, because of the composite material that they're using, you figure that the lifespan of this will be longer than what we had with the one we're taking out?
We do. The brochure says it's the last dock you will ever need. So we're hoping that they're going to last a lot longer. But since it's a composite material, little pieces can be replaced instead of having to replace the whole system. So it should be much easier to work on. Instead of having to replace all the aluminum framing, we can just replace one small dock section at a time if they go bad. And since they don't have flotation, it's a lot less maintenance having to replace flotation every few years.
Having a similar dock up at our place in Wisconsin, is it really advisable to leave these in during the winter? I know they're supposed to be, but there's certainly a wear and tear factor that goes on them. Is that the best use of them, or taking them out? I'm assuming they're going to be easier to take out than the other ones, and wouldn't taking them out be a little bit more advantageous to us?
The current docks weigh almost 4,000 pounds apiece. These weigh about 400 pounds apiece. It's really, we would take them out just to be on the safe side, not have somebody go out there and slip off of them, fall into the lake. We try to gain as much life out of them as we could, so you're right, we would still take them out.
I think you need to take them out just to dredge the harbor, don't you?
Well, we don't dredge in the winter, so we do dredge in September and we do in May, so that period would be, they would be in at that time.
Do we need any additional equipment to remove them, or we do use the boat lift to do that?
Well, we're hoping that we can just pull these out manually. Currently, we have to rent a crane to take the ones that we have out, which is a $2,000 expense, so we also save that.
4 guys just pop it right out of the, it's amazing.
We need Mike and 3 others then.
No. Well, I'm getting to that in a second, Steve.
Job after mayor. Yeah. Better earn that $10.
That's why they're paying the big bucks, exactly.
I can see it's been a long evening.
Yes.
I'll
make a motion to award the contract to,
And I'll second it.
Okay.
Roll call vote.
I can't go without making one comment, though, is that I'm just delighted on the string of bid contracts by the Parks and Recreation Department. And yet again, we have more money in our pocket. So thank you very much, Mary and Dan.
Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Swarthout.
Aye.
Alderman Grumhouse.
Aye.
Alderman Widman.
Aye.
Alderman Morse.
Aye.
Alderman Hanrahan.
Aye.
Alderman Luby.
Aye.
6 yeas, no nays, motion carries.
The next item on the agenda is an authorization to award purchase of the Route 60 Pavilion structure. Mary Van Arsdale. Good evening, Mary.
Good evening. As we talked a little bit earlier this evening, we are at stage to kick off our Phase 1B of the Route 60 Park project, and part of that does include the addition and construction of our park pavilion. The pavilion would provide restroom facilities as well as shelter and storage that we would need at the site in order to provide all the recreational services that we have planned beginning this September when we open. The pavilion did go before the Building Review Board in January, and we have been working with our subcontractor, Harima Architects, and they've been helping us customize the base structure that we're planning to use. However, because we are customizing, it does take longer lead time in order to get the base structure that we need to start the project with, and they need to manufacture those components for us, and that has backed us up in a 16-week lead time is necessary in order to do that portion of the project. So I'm here tonight to ask for approval to do the material purchase from Cedar Forest Products in the amount of $109,995, so that we can have them begin the base pavilion component construction of that, and that would then give us a delivery in late July so that we can get the building up and constructed throughout the month of August and open at our grand opening, be present when we're ready to do that on September 6th. The funding is available from the 2002 remaining bond funds, and it is fall significantly under our budget, which we had estimated for the base structure for the site. So we're very pleased on that, and we're excited to continue moving this park project forward with your approval tonight.
And I just want to say, the donation by the Friends of the Park to this was just incredible. It's very nice of them to do that, and really helps upgrade the buildings that we have on our park property. So thank you. Thank them.
Thank you.
Questions, comments?
I think it's great to see this right on time and going with the opening, so I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Swarthout.
Aye.
Alderman Grumhouse.
Aye.
Alderman Widman.
Aye.
Alderman Morsch.
Aye.
Alderman Hanrahan.
Aye.
Alderman Luby.
Aye.
6 yeas, no nays, the motion carries.
The next item on the agenda is a consideration of a resolution to install a public sidewalk on Cager Lane. Vic, are you taking this?
I guess
Or
so.
Bob? I don't know who's taking this, but someone's really taking it.
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, you may recall back in November, you did have a number of residents come in connection with the removal of a sidewalk from the cul-de-sac in Cager Lane to the park and school complex by the Everett School. At the conclusion of that, the council directed that the sidewalk be reinstalled. And since that time, staff has been working with the owners and the neighbors to see if we might be able to find some kind of accommodation that would get everyone closer to the same point of agreement. Recently, we did receive a proposal for this from the owner of the property who removed the sidewalk. We have shared that with the neighbors and the homeowners association, and actually this afternoon the homeowners association responded with a letter saying that the proposal was not acceptable and they wanted the reinstallation of the sidewalk as nearly as possible to the original sidewalk, and that would be consistent with the council's action and direction back in November. As a matter of just bringing this back to the council, there is a resolution before you that would direct that reinstallation, and I leave that to your discussion and consideration.
Any questions or comments on this? I think we're all pretty clear about the facts that are in hand.
It's disappointing that this is dragged on for 4.5 months or 4 months, and, you know, we need to move forward and get this sidewalk back in place.
I concur.
I agree.
It's been, can I have a motion to approve the resolution?
I'd like to make the motion for the reinstallation of the sidewalk on the lot of the Arbor Ridge subdivision, 1230 Cager.
I just want to make one comment. The owner's representative set forth in a letter some conditions that are, in my view, way out of reach for, given what they did here. I mean, it's beyond aggressive. It's really unreasonable. And I think that's one of the reasons why the homeowners decided that they wouldn't play ball in this. So the residents have put us in a position where I don't think we have much choice.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded. Can I have a roll call vote?
Alderman Swarthout.
Aye.
Alderman Grumhouse.
Aye.
Alderman Widman.
Aye.
Alderman Morsch.
Aye.
Alderman Hanrahan.
Aye.
Alderman Luby.
Aye.
6 yeas, no nays, the motion carries.
With that, I believe we have gone through our council meeting, and I have a motion
Record time?
to adjourn.
So moved?
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
It is not a Luby, but it is official.
Nicely done.